Hi everybody, my name is Christian. I'm responsible for key account management at imos. Today I talk about the iFurn technology, a cloud-based service for the providing of supplier data for the furniture industry. The usage of accurate data in manufacturing solutions like a CAD/CAM system is one of the biggest challenges in our business. The data setup and maintenance topics like data security are very complex and time-consuming. Systems like drawer boxes and hinges are very complex and the product life cycle is very short. That's the reason why I want to talk a bit about the iFurn technology. I want to show you today how it is possible to download complete catalogs of supplier data, and I want to show you the possibilities to do a configuration of connector sets in a web-based cloud service and how it is possible to import it in your local database. Today I jump into the role of a carpenter, I jump into the role of a production engineer, and I jump into the role of a furniture reseller. Because also in the sales process it's important to have accurate data. For the final consumer, it's important that you see a high quality picture of the front materials. It's important to see if it's a gray material or it's a black material. It's important to see the grain direction of an oak material. And that's the main topic for today. For this topic, for this presentation, I jump into my imos application and I show you some possibilities to use the data from the cloud into a imos local database. Okay, I start to pick some furniture out of my library. I select at the start a base cabinet. I start to select a base cabinet for corners. And I place this base cabinet into my kitchen planning. What you see here, different examples, predefined examples. I've done it before. And see here, place it in the construction, in the kitchen planning. That's my first furniture, and you see all the information like drillings, like millings, like materials, like 3D models of the fittings are available now. All the information you need to produce this cabinet is available. You see it here in the hinge. I can isolate this element and I can jump into a 3D visualization mode, and you see also the direction of the drilling. That means all the information for the production is available in this component. I deactivate it, I isolate now everything, and I jump once again back to my library. So in the next furniture, I want to choose a base unit for sinks. I have here different selections. I select furniture with a double door in the sink, and you see here directly the placement of the furniture is very easy. I place it here on the left side, and that's my second article in this construction. And you see here all the components are available. There's a sink, there's a double door, there's also a worktop, and of course I can change my visualization, and that's the first time for you that you see a complete visualized kitchen planning. There's the sink, there's the worktop, there's some front material in a brown material, but now I isolate once again the worktop. And you see also the milling of the sink is available, but let's go back to the complete planning. Because I think this material, I don't like this, and the customer don't like this, so that's the reason why I jumped the first time into the iFurn technology. And now you see the iFurn design catalog. The design catalog is the providing of complete catalogs of the suppliers. Here you see different suppliers like Bloom, like Epco, and also Egger. And Egger is important for me now because I want to choose some materials from Egger. There are profiles, materials and surfaces, and I download the complete catalog. As soon the download is ready, I have it in my local database. The complete catalog with all the information I need, with all materials, with all the components. So I jump back again into my imos application, and I start to choose the materials from Egger. This is available now in my database. What you see here, I jump into the different variable definitions and I choose the material for the front materials. I predefine here a principle called Egger, and what you see here, now everything is defined in advance. So I choose one material. This is a Egger material in oak. I have different information like the purchase item number, like a description, and also like pricing and so on. I confirm the selection. What you see here is that imos calculates the complete construction again. And you see here the first time the material is changed, everything is updated, and the new materials from Egger are available in my construction. Till this process, I choose only furniture from the library, predefined furniture from the library. But of course, I'm able to generate articles, to generate furniture from scratch. That means this job I do with the article designer. The article designer is the possibility to do a complete furniture construction and define all components and everything else depending on or according on the requirements of the customer. So I start with the definition of the dimensions. I choose different components for top shelf, left side, right side, back panel. And now I divide this furniture into two different zones. One zone for the drawer box and one zone for a door. So I define here a zone for the drawer box with 200 millimeters, and I separate this two zones with a fixed shelf. You see here the two different zones. You see here the zone for the drawer box and the door, and I add here a principle called drawer box. This is a neutral box. That means it's not depending on any supplier. It's only the definition. It's a two-side frame system. Same for the doors. That means I add here door, easy principle with a handle, and that's everything. So what I've done now is to define a furniture, with defined dimension, and add there a drawer box and also a door. I confirm the selection and place this article into my kitchen planning. See it here, I place this on the right side, and this is what you see here. A furniture with a drawer box and a door, but the handle is on the bottom. I want to change it now. And I modify this article and change the handle to the top side of this article. Confirm the selection, and you see the article is updated immediately. That means this is the article generation from scratch. So I go back into the frame visualization. I see there is a hinge connector. There is also a drawer box inserted, but this is maybe not the right supplier. So this is in the next step. I want to change the drawer box into the right supplier. So I want to choose a Bloom drawer box with a decimized depth of this component. So you see here all the valid Bloom connectors. These connectors are possible for my construction because imos analyze the complete construction, check what's the possible connectors in this situation, and you see this is the correct drawer box with a decimized length. And this is the selection out of the iFurn catalog from Bloom data. For the Hinge connection, I want to choose the online configuration in the iFurn cloud. This function is called iFurn Online. That means I configure a connector set in the cloud and download it into my local library. I select the iFurn Online technology, I confirm it with OK. And now imos jumps into the cloud and provides the configuration module for the Hinge group. Select the Hinge group. I select here a supplier. I want to choose a grass supplier. Confirm this. imos analyze the complete construction and send this information to the iFurn cloud. And now I have the possibility to choose first of all a system, This is more or less only a possibility to do a filtering, because on the list here you see multiple connectors, and I do a filtering with an opening angle for 110 degrees, and I want to screw on connector, and then I have here a result of 3 different connectors, and I choose the right connector for my requirements. Select this one, and in the next step, and this is a workflow, in the next step I choose the right mounting plate. Mounting plate with a cruciform, a mounting plate with a height of 3 millimeters, and a mounting plate, I think this is enough for now. So I select here also the right mounting plate. I have a picture and an article number for this. I can view a little bit the functionality. And as an additional project, as an additional article, I choose a soft close pin. And now I export this online-based configuration into my local database and import it into my article. That means now the article is updated. You see here the new hinge from Grass, online configured, and you see here the soft close pin. Everything is inserted, including the bill of material information, including the information for the generating of NC data. This is more or less a digital twin. The moment I start to try to do some animation, you see here, this is the animation for my inserted bloom connector with a decimized length. And of course, I have also the possibility to do an animation for the door. The behavior of this article is like in the real world, but this is what we see here in the software application. Now I want to play a little bit with this article. So imos is a parametric system, so I can change the width of this article every time. And please have a look on the adjustable shelf legs. I changed the width to 1000, and you see here the amount of adjustable legs is here changed, because I have here 6 legs now, and this is depending on the change of the width. Before it was the amount of 4 connectors. That means imos analyze all the parameters of this article and decide if we need an additional one or if it's enough to work with 4 different legs. So, but I think for this one I go back again to a width of 600 millimeters. Then you see again that the number of legs will be changed back to 4 legs. This is what you see here. Okay, perfect. Now I jump back again into my library. I want to choose a tall cabinet with appliances with a height of 1885. I choose this one with the appliances and I place it into my construction. This is what you see here. All the appliances are imported. And the last furniture will be a wall cabinet with a flap door. I choose here the right one out of the library, and afterwards I want to change the front material, the front construction. This is what you go back to the visualization and place it beneath the tall cabinet. Perfect. Now I change the construction type of the front material, go into the article specific variables. imos is a variable system. That means I can change depending on variables to complete construction. Go into the right variable definition, doors and construction type for wall front. And I want to change this furniture into aluminum profile door with a geometry of 50 to 20 millimeters. So I select this definition, you see something has changed. I change the construction and you see this is the glass door with the aluminum profile, and you also see here, this is the connector for the flaps. I can isolate or I can hide also the front material, and you see it here perfectly. Also, this connector is inserted into this construction. Okay, that's everything for my kitchen planning. I think this is finished for now. Everything is imported, everything is defined, my materials are defined. So that means I will save my order because it's finished. And now I want to export some data because for production of this furniture, it's important to generate bill of material, to generate production data, to generate drawings. And I start to generate some bill of materials. The first example will be a report for purchase parts with a small picture. I select here the right template, confirm the selection, and I have here the overview about all my different fittings inside this order. You see here some bloom connectors, you see here some grass connectors. Everything what I've done before is here in a report defined. Also the information with the right article number. Then I have also a report for example, a quantity survey. That means all the information for materials, for profiles and for fittings are included in this report. imos generated. That's perfect. So you see here in the top of the list, these are my different materials. These are agar materials. I have different profiles also from agar, and I have some fittings, and this is separated by the supplier. That means on the top there's a bloom, there's a grass, and there's a hettich, and also information about the production times depending on the different fittings I've inserted before. Also a pricing for this. And at the end I will show you a part list with all the components inside this construction. And also some fittings at the end of the list. You see here a small picture of the furniture. That's for a good overview. You see different components. You see the material definitions, the edges, the dimensions. And here you see the complete list depending on the furniture, which fittings are so inserted here. And now I want to show you, at the end I want to show you a little bit about the output of production data. imos have a huge range to generate data for each machine. That means, for example, for Biesse, HOMAG, SCM, IMA or whatever you have in your production, we can generate and provide the data. For this example, I will generate some data for a HOMAG machine. imos is busy to generate this, it was successful. I jump now into my file folder and I see an MPR file for each component in this kitchen planning. This is the HOMAG folder, and here you see all the different MPRs for this. So this was a very short overview about the current possibilities to use supplier data in our imos CAD/CAM application. You have seen the possibilities to download complete supplier catalogs into your local database. You have seen the possibility to do a configuration in the cloud and download this configuration into your local database. This process have a big advantage at the end because if you download a complete supplier catalog, you have thousands of different items in your local database, but maybe you only need one. Maybe you need only the Hinge connector from Grass. Maybe you only need the drawer box from Bloom, and then it's nice to download only the separate item in your local database. At the end, it's important to understand you do the planning together with the consumer, you do the construction for providing the production data, bill of materials, production data, drawings, everything you need to produce this cabinet. And of course, at the end, it's important, as I told you before, to have accurate data. Because if you have wrong data in a Hinge connector, if you have wrong data in materials, if you have a wrong visualization, it will be a problem. It will be a problem in the production, it will be a problem in the sales process. That means at the end, it's important to have the right data in your local manufacturing solution. And this possibilities give you iFurn. Okay, thank you for your time. I think you have seen the main advantages of the iFurn technology. And if you are a supplier, please contact us. We will go into the next step. We want to explain you some more details and discuss with you the future together. Okay, thank you for your time. Bye.